Okay guys, this is a quick offset guide and I will show you how to do gun offsets quickly and painlessly. I have an example gun here with all the offsets zeroed and I will go through them in order. The first and most important offset is the sprite offset of your gun, which is the center of gravity. Not the middle of your gun, but the center of gravity. In my case, I'd like it to be here, so I pick a bright color and I mark it down. It will now rotate around this point. Next up is telling the game what this point is. If you look in this corner, the top left corner, you will see that down here the image editor and most image editors will show it as 0, 0. But Cortex command is weird and likes to think of this point just outside the image as 0, 0, which means this is actually 1, 1. Furthermore, most image editors will show you the downwards direction as a positive number, positive Y number, that's the second number down here. But in our case it's going to be negative. So 13.5 becomes 14.6, and because the y-axis is negative, we type in here 14 minus 6. Hi guys, 10 minutes in the future, Pawn is here. The x-axis is also supposed to be negative. It's only negative here, aka reversed, and nowhere else. Can you tell I've wanted this game for 6 years? Next up, the next most important part is the joint offset. This is where the grip hand grips the gun. This is your foreground hand, and it's also the point where your aim rotates around. In my case, I'd like it to be here, so I count 1, 2, 3, 4. Very simple. Type in -4. And next up is the support offset, and this is the support hand, the background hand. I would like mine to be here. So I count very simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 forward, positive number. And you will see that now, instead of being negative for down, negative Y, basically every offset except right offset for some reason, this is where most newbies trip up, minus Y is up, which means to go up 1, we have to type -1. Next up is muzzle offset, and you generally want this just outside your gun, not just inside it. So again, count 1, 2, 3 up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Simple as. Ejection offset, let's say I want it here, 1, 2, 3. Very simple. And now, stance offsets are honestly kind of a crapshoot. Just copy them from some other gun, mess with them until they look right. The same rules apply as all of these other offsets, so it's nothing weird there. Just see what looks best. Generally, if your stock goes into the shoulder of the actor that's holding the gun, you want to move the X up. But in our case it's pretty good, we'll just leave it like that. Now, most guns have magazines, and these get very confusing for people because there's a lot of relativity here. First off, we'll just define an offset, just the center of gravity. Let's say we want it here. 2, 3 becomes 3, 4. And the joint offset doesn't mean quite the same thing. You can imagine it as basically where, if you were to bolt this to your gun, where would you put the bolt? In our case, to make it simple, we want it at the top part of the magazine. So that's 1, 2. Now, the parent offset is where this bolt goes into our gun, based on where the sprite offset is. Now, this is a lever action, it's not supposed to have a magazine, but let's say we want it to stick in right here. So, parent offset is this offset right here. We count 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Your gun is now complete. Delete all of these red dots you've laid about and enjoy.